I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Emperor Frost Kajin Cosplay, and tonight we're back with you guys with Viking! Episode 7, Season 5.
Full moon. There's a battle coming on a full moon, actually, so
and 2
maybe.
Moons.
Yeah. Anyway, they're preparing to battle. Bjorn is back in Kattegat. He's alive because he survived last episode. Uba, Lagertha, everyone in Kattegat are preparing to fight Ivar, Harold, and Vitzik, who are also preparing to do battle.
Hammond chose to fight alongside the Vikings.
Yes, he killed one, made Ivar laugh. It was cool. He's one of them now. Maybe not. We'll see what he does next. But so far, he seems to be willing to fight alongside them.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. Astrid has managed to send a message to Lagertha to warn her about the coming war, but
she paid the price.
She paid the price, and there's a kid who saw. So I don't know if the kid is gonna talk, but it might not be looking good for Astrid in the future. And we didn't talk about Floki last episode at all. We completely forgot. But Floki is on the island, in Iceland. With his people, and right now they're not impressed because they don't see what he saw when he first came here. With good reason, because he was hallucinating, and he was dehydrated, and he was suffering. So what he saw they won't see, but right now all they see is barren lands and mountains and a volcano and basically nothing that could lead to prosperity and good farming and stuff.
They need to have faith!
Yeah.
They need to have faith!
We'll see where that goes also. So, I say we jump into this episode and see if the battle is close. If we might start at this episode or maybe see how they prepare for it.
Alright.
Let's go.
The mother of my children. Torvi. I don't love her anymore. She doesn't deserve it. I feel bad about it.
At least he admits it.
She doesn't deserve it?
Maybe he meant she doesn't deserve to be stuck in a union with him when he doesn't love her.
Yeah. I hope he meant that.
I hope so too.
Not that she doesn't
well,
deserve my love.
At least he admits that he doesn't love her anymore.
At least.
She still waits for him.
He didn't admit it to her though.
We know where this is gonna lead. Because we know Bjorn. You womanizer son of a bitch.
Oh yeah.
I'm never gonna agree with that. Like, at least let Torvi go. Like, make it... Talk with her and make it known, you know.
What's the most amazing thing you saw?
Here is the place. Here is where we shall live.
That is not promising.
A new settlement. I can't even see a single house.
It's here, guys, not here.
You don't know how to look.
I can see everything. With my own eyes. I don't need to be tricked. What I see is nothing. I had to cut off your cursed head right now, Floki.
The gods are like, no!
This is the land of Loki and the giants. This is the land of evil.
It's just a land, guys.
Look at the hot water spouting. I'm sure hell is close by.
This is just water the gods have made out for the very purpose of helping us. Here we can wash our clothes and even bake bread. Is there not a soul here who would not enjoy a slice of hot bread?
At least she supports him, because that would have turned ugly. It could still turn ugly. These two, like...
The thing is, I think that the movie, the Santa Claus, explained it well. Seeing is not believing. Believing is seeing, right? But right now, they're just seeing. They're not believing.
I can see she interests you. I'm not jealous. Not anymore.
Okay.
When you didn't come back from England, I knew the love we had was over. I only want to know that you will always look after our children.
I swear, Torvi. I will always take care of you and the children. This is for you.
At least they're on the same
Why don't you give
page.
it to someone else?
Because I want you to have it.
Thank you. Sweet Bjorn.
Sweet you for putting up with him and understanding that's how he is and stuff.
Just putting her children first.
I know.
It's still sad for her.
Oh, I still hate that that's how he is, you know? I hate that. I can understand falling out of love with someone, for sure.
Yeah.
We don't have time to play games. The world is coming to an end. Ivar and Harold are coming. We have to know what we are fighting for. Lagatha has been weak. Do we really want to fight
Right
for
now, I
someone
cannot
like that?
stand you, girl.
She killed the legitimate ruler of Kattegat.
Not true. Not really. Well, okay.
What do you say?
Don't fight, Ivar. Why would you? Let them come. Let them overthrow her. You are the oldest son. If they kill Bjorn,
She wants to be queen. Wow, I didn't see that coming.
She wants to be in a position of
they
power.
kill Bjorn, then you will be king of Kattegat. And I will be queen.
I'm gonna be rude, but
With an amazing outcome.
free a girl and she wants everything.
And as a queen.
Is that what you want?
Yes, Ube. It's what I want. It's what I want.
She really does remind me of Siggy, but she's not good at playing the game, though.
She's more
too
dangerous.
No, she's too forward with
Because
what she wants.
Yeah.
I still
She's not playing safe.
even now.
She's gonna get burned.
You will be fighting against your brothers. Yes? Yes. Do they frighten you? Your brothers?
No. Maybe Bjorn. Just a little. I don't find him very smart, but he is a great warrior.
Even when he's playing, he's passionate.
Where will you fight?
I don't know. Perhaps they'll placate themselves in Kattegat, the main town.
That would be foolish.
True.
Maybe you can help me think of a strategy.
He's good.
You would trust me to do that? Even though I don't care which side wins.
Ah, but you want to win. I see that. And I want to be around people who want to win.
Yeah.
But they do afterwards, who cares?
I will only fight for you because I am certain, as certain as I can be, that God wishes me to do so.
Yeah.
That I am part of some plan which I cannot comprehend. Then you believe like us, that you are fated, huh? I still believe I have free will. I choose to fight for you.
If you are fated, it doesn't matter if you choose or not. You simply have the illusion of being free to choose.
Oh, philosophy 101.
Oh, that's.
I don't know.
Excuse me?
I just don't know if, when I joined your side, whether it was fate or free will.
What does it matter? Huh?
I wanted to say it earlier, but I really like Ivar's hairstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that they're showing weaknesses to the bishop right now. Is she pregnant?
Oh no.
Please tell me you're not ill.
Which would be worse, actually.
No, I don't think I'm ill.
Then
I think I might be with child.
Despite everything, I feel bad for this dude.
With child.
Because there's a huge chance it's not his.
Don't cry. Don't cry. This is astonishing news. First I find a woman and then she tells me she's going to have my child. Oh, don't cry. Astrid.
She's planning to overthrow you or something. And it's probably not your game.
The happiest man in Midgard.
Like, I feel bad for her. I think I feel worse for him.
I do feel bad for him, really.
Yeah.
It delights my eyes to see all of you working together. This was my dream. That we would create a new kind of world in which everyone is equal. We will parcel out the land fairly and only tax those who can afford to pay. So, no reason for anyone to feel hard done by. We will find a place for our meetings. We will elect a lawgiver who will decide upon the merits of every case.
That is all good and well, Floki. But who will rule us?
Nobody. We will rule ourselves.
I don't believe you, Floki. I know very well that you want to rule us.
He's never been
It's not
after
about
this.
that. It isn't.
You want to be king.
Gosh, he's never been after
So
power.
isn't it?
I think he wants to be king. Can Ivar beat him this time?
Where shall we meet them?
They would expect us to defend Kattegat by a seaborne attack.
Sure they won't attack by sea.
I don't think so. In my experience, Ivar never does what you expect him to do.
I love this just
So what should we do?
Or if Ivar brings his army across the land, we should try and intercept him. Then we have the advantage.
The battleground must include forest. That is where the Sami best use their skills.
If they attack from the east, we should fight them on Scar Mountain. On the other hand, Ivar may have anticipated all of this.
Yeah.
In which case,
In which case, he will attack Kattegat by sea after all. We won't be here.
we have to choose.
Oh, it's hard.
And I think Bjorn is right.
Is he gonna win this one?
Yep.
He learns from his mistakes and he adjusts.
Father, I came here to try and find you.
That's the greatest way of improving.
You are not here. But I'm not worried.
Go to the Vikings.
You are everywhere, especially in my heart. I know you for a humble man, Father. But I cannot promise to follow you in those footsteps. I do not aim to be humble. All I can think of is that we say our Lord's Prayer together. You and I. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread.
Simba.
Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Hey,
Lead us not into temptation,
it's not him. I don't care. I hear his voice.
but deliver us from evil,
This is so cool.
forever and ever.
Oh, we're about to fight. It's about to be bloody.
It's time. The end of our world is here.
Oof. What a way to end an episode!
Did you remember when Bjorn was more younger and he wanted to defend his mother against his father-in-law because he was treating her bad?
Yeah, I remember. It was a long time ago. I feel like
Yep.
it's been forever.
2 seasons ago.
2 seasons.
Or 3, I don't know.
It's been 2 months. Oh, but okay. I want to talk real quick about Alfred here. He's on a self-discovering journey, and I really like how he thinks. You know, how he's a religious guy and he has faith, but he's open to so many possibilities.
He's thinking about the people.
I mean, he comes from
That's
a
a good
guy.
thing.
He comes from a guy. He heard a lot of stories about Athelstan for sure. He met Ragnar. He was given his dad's cross by Ragnar. He heard stories about his dad, about how his dad was also a Viking. I mean, he came here as a Viking. He met his mom as a Viking, and he found faith later on. Like, he returned as a Christian, but he was a Viking also. Like, he was both. I feel like he was both a Christian and a friend of the Vikings. And he's surrounded by people that want to fight the Vikings because they represent everything that they hate, everything that they want to destroy. But I think he's open-minded to the idea. Like, several times now, every time there's been a battle, he's been the voice of reason. He's been in the background saying, like, oh, shouldn't we, like, give them the land that it wasn't given to them, but shouldn't we think about the idea of giving them the land? Shouldn't we think about, being merciful and stuff like that? He's the voice of reason. He doesn't have that anger towards the Vikings that everyone else seems to have in England. So I'm really interested in where he's going to go, what he's going to do next. Like, every time, I've been saying that he's got probably a future, a very interesting future ahead of him. I'm afraid he's going to die young, though, because he keeps falling ill, but we'll see. Like, I don't know if his name is known, I don't know if his character is in history, if he's, because Athelstan wasn't an actual character, so...
No. His name was real, though. We saw it.
Yeah, we saw it in the video.
videos. His name was real, but the character wasn't. So, but maybe, I don't know if Alfred is real, or if he symbolizes someone that really exists in real life.
Yeah, because we'll see where he goes next, but he says he doesn't want to have a humble life. I think he has a lot of aspirations. He's been saying that he wants to avenge his grandfather, like, he wants to be king to have that power and exert it, he wants to have control over what happens next, because he's got a lot of ideas for the future. But Aethelwulf has been saying, like, his biological son could be, like, a great king, so I don't know what that's gonna do, but...
technically, he is his firstborn.
Yeah, but we know that it doesn't always go like that in England history. We saw a video not too long ago about families and, like, the history of kings in England, and brothers keep betraying brothers, and it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
So, because they want power, like, if they are given the chance to have the power, usually they go for it, so...
Yeah.
We'll see what they do in the future, but I'm really interested in where he's gonna go next. Like, is he gonna try to see maybe this other side of his dad's life? Because he doesn't... Looking for Athelstan, looking for his presence and his guidance doesn't really help him, because he's always around. Like, hearing him at the end, that's just... Wow. So I think after that, there's no point for him to maybe travel to Scandinavia and try to see, like, what his dad went through and stuff.
He could travel, yeah.
He could, but is there a point? Because he went there and he hasn't found him. Because he's like, I'm looking, he's looking for him, he's looking for guidance, he's looking for answers, but there's no point in traveling to these places because he says his dad is around him all the time, so... And he doesn't aspire to be just like his dad, he aspires to, take advice from what he used to be and what he did, but he wants to be his own guy, so we'll see what he does. But
yeah,
I love how he thinks. I love his way of understanding things.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk about the show that we got of Ivar playing several times the game of Thaf with... Sorry if I pronounce this really, really wrong. Sorry, guys. But
the way they edited that scene, that last one...
This is an old strategist game. Really nice to play. I get it on my phone, guys. And he lost several times to Hedman.
He learned from his mistakes.
And he analyzed his losses, yes. He learned from it, and at the end he won. And that's the thing that many warriors sometimes don't understand, that if you always win, sometimes you become stagnant and you don't improve.
And there's not only that, but like they were talking about what he was gonna do next, He's like, oh, this is how he usually fights, and this is what we could expect from him, unless he expects us to, you know, read what he was going to do, and he does the opposite. But this is 2 scenarios, but there's a third one. What if he does something completely different from what he's used to do, you know? Because this is how, if you always play the same strategy, if you always do the same thing in battle, eventually the people you fight with or against, they're going to learn your strategies and they're going to fight back, and eventually they're going to win.
True.
So against Edmund, it was like, he was losing, so he had to adapt. He had to think outside the box, maybe. He had to change his ways. And they're expecting Ivar. They're expecting, like, the guy they saw in England. But this guy is changing. This guy is adapting. I'm really curious to see what he's going to do, because he impresses me every single time he fights. And he's so good at strategies. And now, he's not stupid. Like, I'm with Uba here. He's not stupid. He probably has already thought that, hey, it's Bjorn over there. It's Uba. It's people that fought with me. They know how I think. They've been with me in battle.
They've fought with
me.
them, basically.
Yeah, so they know what to expect from him, so he's not going to do that. But then he might also have thought that, hey, they fought with me, so they know how I think, so maybe they are not going to expect me to do that. They're going to expect me to do the contrary of that, you know? It's getting complicated. That's why we're not strategists, you know?
One thing's for sure, though, I think it's gonna go with a place where you got the most advantage of it. Because when you got the ground, usually the victory is in your favor, right?
Well, yeah, but it depends. Like, they have enough warriors now that do well in battle on land to defend themselves on land. By ships, I don't know, but by ships there is the disadvantage of, you know, you have to get there somehow. Like, every time I see a battle by ship here, like it takes them so long to get near the port. Like, I'm like, why don't they shoot them all down? You know, it takes so long. I don't see an advantage there, and they might be expecting them. But that's the problem with Lagertha and her gang right now. It's they don't know which way they'll take. If they come by ship, they can expect them there. If they come by land, they can expect them there. But if they have take the wrong one, they won't be in place to defend themselves. So it's a gamble for them. And I mean, Ivar has maybe he decides to fight on both sides. Maybe he decides to attack from something completely different. I don't know.
Yeah, but sometimes dividing your forces is not a great idea.
Maybe he pretends to be attacking from one side, and he attacks from the other side. Like, I don't know. He's been, like I said, he surprised me several times.
We're gonna
before.
see it next time, I guess.
We for sure we didn't think about what was gonna happen. Like, we don't have a clue of what he's gonna come up with, but it's gonna be intense. And there's a lot of people we care about in this battle, so we won't want anyone to die.
That's gonna be heartbreaking. If we thought that Rollo against Ragnar was heartbreaking, now we got Ivar, Vitzer, Uba, Bjorn,
Even
Harold,
the bishop,
Halfdan,
Harold, Hedmund, Lagertha, even Astrid. Like, she's
Astrid on one side,
Yeah.
Torvi on this side.
Torvi.
We got many families fighting against each other. Ouch.
This is gonna be heartbreaking, but so cool to see.
I want to talk about Torvi a bit.
I feel bad for her. Like, that's twice now that she's been with. Well, twice. Did she have 2 or 3 people in her life? 2, right?
She was married once with the
No, 3 times, because she was the one that died with the Blood Eagle. And then she went with little shit.
Yeah, and now she's with Bjorn.
So every time she ends up with someone that's not good to her, or abandons her, or someone that just goes sleep with someone else.
The first one wasn't that really bad with her, you know?
Well, no, but see how he ended up.
Did.
So I think she's not lucky in love, and I admire her for going to Bjorn and being like, you know what, I'm over it. Do whatever you want. It's okay with me. I understand that she's saying that, but feeling it is something different. I sure hope she finds something somewhere. Support.
I think that she mainly focusing on her children. Like, Bjorn, just promise me that you're gonna take care of the children, that you're gonna protect our children, please.
Bjorn is
Because
attracted by...
if Bjorn doesn't recognize his children, they're gonna be nothing.
Well, I think he
That's
will
the main
recognize
thing.
his kids. He will recognize his kids. Like,
Yeah.
it's... I don't fear that. It's just... Bjorn is not good in love. He's not good at commitment. Because he is curious. So curious about... Curious, gosh. He is attracted to the unknown. He knows Scandinavia. He knows Kattegat. He knows England. He knows Paris and France. He wants to discover new stuff. Stuff that he's never heard or barely heard of before. Stuff that he's never seen.
New land.
New customs. New women. New customs and new ways of doing things, you know? Which is why I think he was attracted by this girl. And before he was attracted by everyone else in Mediterranean. Gosh, I can't speak tonight. He's attracted by the idea of becoming a legend too, you know, of becoming someone, but you know, if you compare him to Ivar, who wants to be bigger than Ragnar, he wants to be a legend. Bjorn, I don't think he's attracted by the name as much as he's just attracted by the knowledge he could gain. Just by the discoveries he could have.
He wants to be the first to land.
Yeah. But it's okay, he's similar to his dad in a way that, you know, Ragnar never wanted the titles. He never wanted to be king. He never wanted the, well, maybe when he was younger, but for him it was always about learning more.
True.
Finding more land, you know, discovering new cultures and, you know, learning about the other religions, meeting and seeing stuff. Bjorn is the same. In every aspect of his life. That's one thing that Ragnar didn't have. Like, when he was with his family, he wanted to settle, you know. Bjorn is like his dad, but with women also. He's curious about the women. He doesn't want to settle. That side of Ragnar is more like blah, blah, that came out really weird. The part that wants to settle and have a family is more like Uba, which is why when Margaret is like, oh, you should just let Ivar, you know, attack and maybe kill Bjorn and stuff. I'm like, there's a chance that he might do that because maybe he doesn't want to fight his brothers. Maybe he just wants to have peace. I don't know. We'll see what he does. But there's a side of him that reaches for calm and peace and family. This is Uba. This is a side of Ragnar that is Uba.
Many of you guys write down that Uba is like more of a family man, just like his father was.
He's the farmer, Ragnar.
Yeah, so you might be right in the thing that if he fights against his brother, he might change his mind and not want to fight them.
Yeah.
Because words, you can talk big and do shit about it. Because...
Well, Rollo couldn't fight Ragnar the first time he went against him.
No, but I mean, you can say all you want, I'm gonna fight my brothers, he's a traitor. When you're facing them...
And that's what I said. When Rollo faced Ragnar the first time, he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But it's breaking my heart. I don't want
Even
these
the
guys to
second
fight.
time, they beat each other up, but they didn't kill each other.
No killing blows. It was about, you know, expulsing your anger.
Yeah.
It's gonna be epic. Next episode.
Okay, sorry, we just got so much stuff to talk about. Margaret. Like I said, I cannot stand her right now.
She's pissing me off.
Really power hungry.
Well,
hungry, sorry.
They introduced something maybe with Torvi and Uba, so maybe Margaret is gonna die. Maybe.
Think that Margaret is gonna die?
Well, maybe.
So, I understand that he tried to comfort her. I don't think that maybe he's
well, he got attracted a little bit. Like, yeah, there was something, but we'll see.
She's a beautiful woman. She was indeed.
I mean, he seems to like the women that were owned by his brothers before, you know? Damn it. Well, I mean, it's twice now. Just saying. But, yeah, I don't really like what she's doing. She was told, Lagertha told her that if she heard she betrayed her again or talked against her again, she was going to make her pay for that, and I do believe her. So, I'm kind of expecting her to lose a tongue.
Be careful of her tongue, girl.
Yeah.
Also, Astrid might be pregnant.
I think she is.
Yeah,
She definitely is.
She is pregnant.
Yeah, I feel bad for Harold because it's probably not his kid, and she's been planning to, you know, stab him in the back. So this guy is not lucky in love.
Do you think that maybe she might feel a little bit guilty because he's so happy about it?
I don't think she feels guilty. I think she feels bad because she is pregnant. It's one thing that's happening now.
I think that she might feel, she might be feeling a lot of emotion, guilt for him because he is really happy to be a father. Maybe despair because she's pregnant with his child or somebody else's child.
She's in a very
bad place.
And it's not just that too, but when she married the guy, she swore in front of the gods and everything. True. So it's a huge deal. So she's in a really, really shitty place.
Yeah. And lastly, I want to talk about Floki.
Oh yeah, true. Let's talk about him this time.
All of the Vikings went with him. Sorry, I kind of confused the two when thinking of a bad talk together and were pregnant with those who are plotting against Floki.
The group is divided.
Oh,
they are the people that see with their heart and see through their fate, and they see a future here. They see a beautiful place that's not tainted by anyone, that can be ruled by all of them, that, you know, they can start anew in this place. They follow Floki. And then there's this piece of shit who's trying to, you know, do damage. I think he expected too much from this place. You know, when you have... Floki was inspired by the people he saw when he was with Bjorn, and they were doing prayers and stuff, and he was mesmerized by just how strong their faith was, despite the lack of riches, of proof that there were gods around, of statues and stuff. Like, there was nothing, just them and their faith. And he found that beautiful. This is exactly what he's going through now. You know, all he has is his faith. Nothing else. There's no house. There's no riches. There's nothing easy about this place. Only faith. And he finds that beautiful, and he wants to exercise that. The other guy doesn't see it that way. He expected easiness. He expected stuff to just fall out of the sky.
Where are the houses of the god that they built for us?
Yeah. And when he found out it wasn't going to be easy, he was, you know, he became angry about being fooled by Floki, and he saw maybe all of that not as a truth, but maybe as a scheme by Floki to become important, because there was no way Floki could become important in Kattegat. But
True.
Starting anew in a place like this, there's a chance that Floki might, you know, find power, but he never wanted power.
Well,
he lived, you know, like a...
I'm reminded of a time when he had technically power, when he was against Paris, and he was in charge. And
that's not the same.
He failed. No, but he was in charge, he had power, and he failed. And afterwards, he changed. So yeah, right now, no. It's nothing about power. Nothing.
He's been always living on the outskirts of town. He's been an hermit. He's been doing stuff on his own. He's always been about the gods, and even more now that he's, you know, lost the makeup and everything. Like, he's all about the gods. He's never been after power. And this guy saying that Floki wants to be king, I'm like, dude, you don't know this guy. You don't know Floki.
But for those who find it hard to start from nothing, I can understand them. It's just, you remember when we learned in the series when people wanted to build new places in Canada, and the new, like in Saskatchewan or in other places, and there were nothing over there, just hard rocks, and people, the citizens didn't want to go there because who wants to
have a rough life,
more rough than it was back then. It's the same thing.
Oh, he's frustrated.
It's so hard to start from nothing, right?
Well, Floki promised a lot of stuff, but that, like I said, that's not the way he saw it. His faith and his belief that this was the place of the gods, probably to him that meant, you know, riches, houses filled with food and easiness and warriors and women and just, you know, happy stuff. Floki's way of seeing, you know, this house of gods is just a chance to live in peace.
True.
So
At least there's one girl on his side.
Now, there's a lot of people on his side, but this guy speaks he speaks really loud. And the people that speak loudly, usually they're the ones that we hear the most, you know?
Yeah.
So he might convince other people to follow him if he rebels or something. So we'll see what happens next there too.
Yeah.
I think it's a long enough conversation.
I think we talk about pretty much everything.
And it's getting really late, so I think we're gonna have to move on. But I'm excited for the next episode. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see maybe the battle already, check out Patreon. The link is in the description, and the episode is probably already there.
Yep, so don't forget to subscribe if you want to watch it now, or if not, wait for the next one to be out on YouTube. So we're gonna see you soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.